We all know that water is a very important renewable natural resource. But just because it is renewable, careless use of water can lead to very adverse circumstances. So, problems of water availability is basically very common in countries where there's a climatic zone because droughts are very common. Most of Africa, Western USA, South Asia, the whole of Australia, and Northwest Mexico face a lot of water problems on a day to day basis. Well, why is that we have so much of problems when it comes to using water in a very effective manner? It is because we lack technology, or even if we have technology, people are not educated as to how carefully they should use water. So, conservation of water resources, well, the major contaminants found in water is basically discharge of untreated sewage, chemicals, and industrial effluents into water bodies. So, without treating sewage, if you let it flow to the water bodies, that is a very bad thing to do because it pollutes water bodies, which is very hard to treat once it enters the water bodies. So pollutants like nitrates, metals, plastics and pesticides, so these are basically non-biodegradable. And imagine if this enters a human body through water, it may cause various health issues. So we have to be very careful to make sure that we do not pollute water resources. So, how can we actually, conserve water resources? There are various ways. For example, rainwater harvesting, and then we have underground water table, which is very, very important, and it is getting, used up very quickly, which is not good because of globalization and other reasons, of course. So, by building canals for irrigation and rainwater harvesting and many other methods, we can conserve water. In dry region where water problems are very very prominent, drip irrigation and sprinkle irrigation are very common. So basically in sprinkler irrigation, it reduces the amount of water you use, and also gives abundant water to the crops that are grown. So as you can see in the picture, it is River Ganga and River Yamuna, which are very prominent in our country, the prominent rivers of our country. So you can see the amount of pollution happening there. And this is a water sprinkler, which is basically used in arid and dry places, so that water is conserved as well as crops get abundant amount of water droplets for its growth.